What did you just say?
I said your dream stinks.
He said it again. Come here.
What up, everyone? This is Team Snuggly Duckling, and we're here talking about the new Set 7 that just hit the local GameStops, game stores. Oh wow, GameStops. I wish we had cards at GameStop, but we're gonna be talking about our top 5 favorite cards of the set that we think is gonna shift the meta, or what we think might work, or change some decks around, stuff like that. Today we have here, we have Waking Life, aka Jimmy. Good guy. He's on the team. Been around the world with us. Seattle. He's been to California, a couple places, couple of DLCs. Did really well in local at LCQ round 4. Yeah, right.
Went okay.
Yeah, it went okay. It went okay. It went okay. Hey,
Went pretty well.
He's still a little salty, but no big deal. He did very well, and I'll give it up to him for that. And over here we have a Golden Mickey holder over here, Jordan Serio Juice. Great player, green yellow. We have too many of them. Get them away from our locals, please. Bring them somewhere else. Yeah, he kicks ass. He goes everywhere and wins a lot. Look him up. He's on Twitter. I believe you're on Twitter, right? Yeah. We'll do shout outs at the end for everyone's.
Yeah.
And we have Taylor Brawl. Dude, I'm going to butcher your last name.
Macaroni, it works. It's all good.
McLinry?
Close to it. Yeah. Whatever it said.
Oh, man. We just call him Mr. Brawl because if it can't get past turn 3 and it can be brawled, it's not worth playing, right?
It's not worth playing.
But we'll give a little introduction for everyone. Jimmy, you got anything to say about yourself? You got how long you been playing card games? What's your TCG background, anything like that?
Sure. Yeah. So I've been, playing TCGs for 20 plus years. Started in Magic, now on to Lorcana. A little bit of online games here and there too. Have a decent track record in Magic. Made a few Pro Tours, bunch of caches at Grand Prix.
Wow.
But mostly in limited, not in constructed, because I prefer pop quizzes over homework, and now all I do is homework. So we'll see how it keeps on going.
All right, but he's killing it in Lorcana lately. He's our aggro guy. If we need an aggro player to test something with, he's the guy. He's the guy right there. All right, Jordan, take it away. TCG background. What have you won? What haven't you won? It's the question.
No. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh for like 10 years in the early 2000s before it is what it was today. Then I played Magic for like 5. Took a big break after COVID until I got suckered into playing Lorcana. And now we're playing Lorcana, trying to win tournaments with the Set 4 deck,
Yeah.
It's tough work out here.
Yeah. And Mr. Brawl, take it away. What you got to say down there? You always causing a fuss everywhere you go, man.
Yeah, what's new? It's on and off for TCGs for the last, I'd say 20 years or so. Really was a Pokemon player for a long time. Stopped doing that around COVID. And then jumped into Lorcana once I found out about that about 3 months prior to it kind of dropping. And not done great, not as well as some of the others here, but looking forward to it. And hopefully things are better.
He just hasn't had time to travel to win. That's the problem.
That's also fair.
That's the problem. He's not scared. He's coming. But yeah, we're a couple of players from a community called Team Snuggly Duckling. We're from Louisiana, more southeast Louisiana, New Orleans area, and we do well. I feel like we do well. I don't know. Do we do well? I think we do well. But we're gonna talk about the new set. What do we think? Are these pets or this island even worth going to and taking care of? Like, do we want to go to this island, Like, are these cards worth it?
It's a brief visit to the island. It's a brief visit at the island.
We just need to go crabbing is all I'm going to talk about. Like, just go get on a boat and start mining crabs, get crabs all day. But I'll let Jimmy take it away with, let's start off cards that you think that are going to change the meta in set 7. Your top 5, doesn't matter color base or anything, just top 5. They can all be blue cards. I don't care. Go for it. Let's hear it.
Sapphire did get some love. For sure, Bell and Tamatoa are the two gonna be the most played cards from the set. I think Pete has a good spot in the new meta, with Green Steel probably being, roughly in the middle of the meta percentage. Ink Geyser has potential. I don't know who's going to break it or figure it out, but it has potential, whether it's in a control deck or an aggro deck. It also depends on how the meta shapes up, because if it's an aggro meta, which I doubt it will because of all the Sapphire,
Yeah,
Ink Geyser is no good.
I think Ink Geyser will be played, and I think someone will eventually crack it. Hopefully it's soon enough so we don't have this just blue dominance over the meta. Jordan,
Yeah.
I'm
Early on, it's really
going to
looking
be
that way.
really surprised to see your top 5, because you keep complaining that there aren't a top 5. There is no top, there's no good cards, right?
No, there's good cards. They just miss green and yellow.
Yeah.
We got the Tamatoa, which I think is probably the most played card in the set. Bell, obviously, for anti-aggro to help curve aggro gets picked up. I think Ink Geyser can be a big anti-meta card in the right shell. What that looks like you said, we don't know. The Pete, if Green Steel is a good deck, then Pete's going to play a big role in it. And then I think the Giant Cobra is going to facilitate more aggro, Purple Steel, burn type decks.
Yeah,
With the
absolutely.
inevitable burn that's uncounterable. I think those are my big 5.
Yeah. All right, Taylor. I'll take the last spot, but what's your 5?
I think they've already really been named. I think Tamatoa is really the best card in this set by a lot. That opinion.
I think we can all agree there. It's
Yeah, that opinion might.
between that and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it, Bell.
Yeah, Bell's gonna be good for about 2 weeks, and then everyone's gonna realize it's too slow, or you're not gonna have that song to sing with it, and you're gonna go from 4 of them to 3 of them to 2 of them. And you'll probably stop there. I do think there's some underrated cards. I really do. I think that 1-drop Mulan, this one for anyone at home that needs it, is going to become a staple in quite a few decks. It's just a good overall one. Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden we see that one in an Amber Steel deck as well. Another way to get rid of Lilo. Go from there. Unfortunately, Red Purple got nothing. It was pretty lackluster
Run the
from them.
club.
There's 2 cards that are probably semi-viable depending on your build. Burn deck's got a lot. If you want to go that route, you can definitely fling a lot of damage around now. That new Madame Medusa is something to look at. The Hades as well if you really want to go that route.
Yeah, the damage moving you're talking about.
Damage moving, yeah, flinging it around. And then just a standard control build. FYI, if you're still currently playing Flynn Rider as your 2-drop, you're wrong. You need to get rid of Flynn Rider.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
no longer. Yeah, it's no longer a viable card at all.
Nope.
You need to revert to a new 2-drop, and the best new 2-drop right here, Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
This one. You go, and it lives, and that's the only reason why. You don't. Testing on Untap right now, this thing has gotten Zeus more than anything. It's a waste of your Zeus, and I love it. No, it's fine. If not, it just sits there forever. It's the new Pascal from set 1. Honestly, it just sits there and everyone ignores it because they don't want it to become super strong. But those are the cards for right now.
All right. I'm gonna go with, of course, Tamatoa. He's everyone's favorite. He's the best. He's the best card in the set for sure. And I think he'll probably be the most expensive enchanted if blue continues to be successful in these major tournaments. So if you do pull them and you don't care for playing blue, I would say hold on to them for a little bit for sure. it's just a godlike card. Let's just face
Not
it.
for
Like
Nick Woodman.
if you popped enough items to play this on 4 or 5 or with blue steel and blue red, it's insane to just get that down on the field and start gaining more. Again, I think a lot of y'all said this. Cobra all the way. I think this card is gonna make purple steel aggro like the aggro deck this format. Between this and Kiwi Birds, I feel like those are the only two um, tempo style steel decks that are going to be played that are even viable in this meta. Um, and another steel card, Pete. I think Pete's going to be a menace. Like he shifting on 3 and shifting on 4 when you cannot do anything to the 3 that they just played is going to be really tough unless you have characters that can attack active characters or something like that. Maybe red steel comes in and starts beating up on green steel, but I really don't see that. And the card that y'all didn't talk about and put no respect on at all, Bell, right here. None of y'all said Bell. Bell.
We both said Bell.
Everyone
Bell,
said
Bell.
Bell is a great card.
It's
Bell is a
trash.
great card. It eliminates us from using or blue steel. I'm going to talk from a perspective of blue steel. Allows us to not have to use stupid spells or stupid actions like fire the cannons and stuff like that to take care of aggro. We can put a body down, turn 1, and take care of aggro comfortably doing it like that, playing a Tipo afterwards or something like that. I think it's an amazing card. And for the last card is Gantu. I think Gantu will be another version of Pete to all these song decks that have to have combos with Muse or combos with Ariel and stuff like that. It'll give you that one turn to pause them from singing their song, and then the following turn you sing Zeus with Gantu and kill the target that's going to sing. I think it's going to be a staple in purple steel. I think it's going to be a staple in even the blue steel Kiwi Birds. But that's my 5. I think those 5 are good. And like I said, all of these in most of y'all's list for sure. We can all agree on most of these cards are, they're some pretty decent cards in this set, I think.
I think we did forget one though. The Queen. The Queen has a spot for sure.
I was waiting for Taylor to say it. He wouldn't do it. He doesn't want to curse his card, I think.
Right.
Like, he doesn't.
No,
mean,
here's the thing. Here's the thing
A
about the
new
Queen.
burn version could be possible with the untap abilities.
The
Queen, very good. Queen's a very good card. You need a way to turn for it to do something. It's a limited format card. I will tell you the times that I've gotten it off, it's worked out really well. I don't think you're running more
There's
than
tons of
2
princesses, too.
There's a bunch of princesses, but they have to be in the discard, and you're not going to run 4 of these. I'll tell you that. I don't think there's 4, because what you're going to end up doing is not having any cards in their discard, and the Queen has to have 3 cards in the discard in order for her to do her thing. It's not up to 3 or something along those lines. And that's what I've run into just in the testing of it the last 2 weeks or so. It's just been, there's not enough cards in the discard, or I'm waiting till the end. Now, I will tell you, it is pretty great when it goes off. Getting rid of items from blue, adding a princess in there, you're not popping them back with Tamatoas or anything along those lines. It's real nice. And I do think blue is going to dominate the meta. I mean, I just think, why not? It's there. It's great right now.
Yeah.
But it does become if I don't have it there, it really just becomes ink or an attacker at that point. You're challenging with that Queen sometimes to clear things. So,
with that being said, I was going to say the next question is, what do you think is a sleeper card of the set that not a lot of people are talking about right now? And I would say your guess is Queen right now, huh?
It's not. I think it's Honey Marin.
Honey, who? That's the 1-drop or the 2-drop?
2-drop, an exerted character, exerted opposing character gain 1 lore. There is a world where if you have enough ink, and I've done it only 1 time in testing, and then I really haven't played with Honey Mariner since then. It won me the game. I was running 4 of them. I was playing against an aggro deck. Was keeping it in check. They got up to 17 lore, and I was slowly creeping. They quested with a SME. to get to 18, and that was the one card, and I had 8 ink, and I played 4 Honey Marin and won. It's pretty good. Yeah, I just held them in my hand because I knew it was going to be there eventually. I just never inked them, and it worked. So I think it's a sleeper card. I think it has a place, but until there's a better answer with it, might have a better place in purple steel than it does in red purple. Truthfully, I don't think it fits in red purple. If someone can make that work, more power to them. But it has a place in steel. At least in steel, you have different ways of answering things. You know, red purple, I'm really just praying that I draw a beat prep and then I can restart the game at that part.
Right. Jordan, what's your sleeper card? You got one? You got one for us?
I think we could have a very strong green-yellow aggro deck with Lady.
Yeah. Okay.
Lady
Okay.
basically being a 5-cost dock that gets you 2 cards out of your graveyard. I think Lady, if there's a green-yellow aggro deck, I think Lady's going to be the forefront of that deck. And I think it could be very scary, going very wide, very fast with Chernobyls and
Are you shifting
stuff
on
like
morph
that.
or something like that?
Oh, you can shift on itself.
Yeah.
You can shift
True.
itself for 3 and just get 2 cards, like basically a dock at that point.
Yeah.
It's inkable. I think it's a card not to be underrated.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. I think that it could be one of the potential aggro decks in the format for sure. Jimmy, what you got? What's that one sleeper card?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Jordan there with also green yellow, but it's gonna be in the same deck. But I think Tramp is gonna get played.
Tramp.
And
Yeah,
yellow,
I think I got one somewhere over here. Taylor, do you got one?
I'm pulling it out right now so everyone can see it. Keep going
Right.
until I
I
find
don't
it.
even know what it does.
being able to filter to find the cards you need for the situation you're in, plus filling the yard with Lilos or to be able to play Chernobog quicker. It's got potential along with the lady. Same thing, filling the yard for the lady to draw cards off for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Like
I'm gonna write this
overlooked that card completely.
Jimmy's playing aggro. Got it.
Jimmy's playing green-yellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely playing green yellow.
Yeah. 100%.
I think my card is I think it's a common. It's Bianca. Bianca, the
Really?
little mouse.
The one? Yeah.
The 6
Can't
drop
be
that's
challenged?
a 5/5 that
Yeah.
can play for 4 if you have an ally on the field. I think it's our only counter to green yellow, really. Because if we can slap down a 5/5 and sing a whole new world on on turn 4, typically 1 turn sooner than we normally do, because that's usually when you're ripping my hand and stuff like that. I'll be able to get the whole new world off and start over and be able to drop Pete's and stuff like that. So she is another slept on card, and she's a 5/5. I mean, she can wreck a location. She can really do some work, especially against those manners and stuff like that. If you get her out early or something like a red blue slapping out a manner just because on turn 4. But
Certainly.
I think Bianca. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I think she's going to be a very decent card in this meta, especially with 5. It's just 5/5 gets me. That's so high. That's such a high stat that can get around, most of these cards that pop things like Medusa and, I guess I could still get Ink Caster or not Ink Caster. What's the new the red item that we didn't even speak about, or the new blue item that we didn't speak about because we have red blue
Unconventional
players.
tool.
What is it called?
Sapphire Coil.
The Sapphire Coil.
the Sapphire
I think
Coil?
that's a card we do need to talk about
I
because
think
that card,
we made Sapphire Coil. We love this
that card is
Sapphire
like
Coil.
Baroque, and it's going to make the C2 version, which I haven't encountered much. Everyone's still playing the DKP list, which is like the burn style. Do y'all think Coil's going to change this meta? Do you think it's going to be on top of the meta? Do you think that's going to be the card?
I don't. I think I've run into it a few times, and when it goes off, it's pretty potent. I think I showed something from Ink Table a few days ago where there was a Maui that was -12, which I thought was pretty funny. It's pretty good. I mean, it's good. It's good all around. I don't know though if it is great.
Great.
I
It's
think this
yeah,
meta is not going to behave like we normally expect it to. 'Cause
I
normally
agree.
aggro first, and then everything adjusts. This
Yeah,
time it's going to be control first, everything adjusts. So I think coil is going to start out not being played as much. Then maybe, two coils, two ice blocks, something like that.
yeah,
And then maybe eventually it gets added more if once the meta settles.
yeah. I think there's a lot that Coil can do, and I think, look, like I said, when it goes off, I think it goes off really, really well. What I am finding for whatever reason is that I'm not seeing it combined with the big Sisu as much anymore, which is a little odd. So what they're doing is they're lowering everything by inking, and then I've seen a lot more of the human Sisu
Yeah, the
because you're at 1 or 0, and then boom. So I don't know what that means really, but I've seen a lot more red blue builds with that, which has been a little surprising. It's actually why I haven't gotten rid of Elsa yet in my red purple deck. Because I'm like, man, I can just keep running into these things. I'm not about to use a brawl on this human Sisu.
yeah.
So it's a little bit of an oddity right now. I think eventually, I think Jimmy's right. I think it does get added in, but I do think it probably sticks to just 2 of them.
Yeah.
What we a non-new card that I think has got a big boost is actually Maurice's Workshop. I'm seeing that build with that
Yeah.
deck. There's a lot of draw that's coming
The
from
items are really good this set.
yeah. And then spoiler, maybe not for Jake. I don't know if you're using it right now. Older card, pretty sure it's set 2. It might have been set 1. It's a steel item weight set.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of that too, to draw a card. So just
Interesting.
some older cards coming back into this is kind of where I see the meta going. We're 7 sets in. A little bit of fresher look on a bunch of things. It's definitely what I've run into a lot. I've seen more blue steel than anything
Yeah.
by
of course.
far right now, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll be what. I mean, everyone wants to play that right now. It's excellent. I mean, it just is.
All right. Well, what y'all's predictions on, this 10 case tournament? What do y'all think's gonna win it all? That's the next topic that we want to talk about is what's your theory on what's gonna be the most played in the 10 case or just the overall prediction of who's gonna win? I'll start off with saying I think straight up it's gonna be red, blue, and blue steel and purple steel battling it out, and there might be a sprinkle of green steel. I really, no offense, Taylor, I really don't think red purple's cutting it this set. I really don't. I don't think that people are comfortable
Yeah.
enough to play green yellow songs like you do, Jordan. People that play that deck really need to pay attention and understand how their opponent plays. And you do it extremely well, like extremely well. And I don't expect many players to walk into tournaments playing that deck and just getting it, first time. But I really do think it's a good call in this meta because it does destroy blue steel. And I don't know how bad anymore because I haven't really tested because not many people play it. But yeah, I really do think those 4 color bases are going to be really, really dominant this set, for sure. But what you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, for sure. Ruby Sapphire, Sapphire Steel, 50% of the meta at least
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the 10 case. Yeah, Purple Steel we'll see have some play for sure. Green Steel we'll see. I think Steel Song will also see a bunch of
Yeah.
play.
It just I
Just
feel like it
'cause
hasn't gotten anything. Like
it hasn't gotten
got the
anything.
2-drop turtle. The turtle's decent, but it's just another Ursula, right? It's just another Vanessa.
Right. Yeah, but it's just the point. Since it's the day of the release, the day after the release, not many people are going to be able to get all the cards or going to want to spend the money on the prices to get the cards that day.
Well, I feel like the people that will win this tournament are
For
going to
sure.
be
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying
they're
as a
the
meta
ones that
share.
have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like a safety net for people. Like if they haven't been able to test online at all or in a group with proxies, they're going to go back to what they know best. And in Florida, a bunch of people play Diggity Hole and Steel Soul.
Yeah, true.
So
That's true.
I think it'll have a higher percentage than what it actually is.
Yeah.
When it all shakes out.
What you think, Jordan? What
I
you think,
think
Jordan?
knowing the best Florida players the way I do, I think there's going to be a lot of blue red. There'll be a lot of blue steel, a lot of purple steel, and I think blue red's taking it home. Big W for blue red. Still the best deck.
All the way, all the way. I do kind of agree with you. Um, we'll see how this blue steel, blue red meta goes because I feel like they're going to be the most top played. But what you think, Taylor? I mean,
I agree with two things. One, I think people are going to play with their most comfortable. I think that's always the case. It's too new into the set. They're going to play with their most comfortable. I think you'll have approximately, I don't remember what it was capped at. 100, what was it? Anyone remember what it was capped at? 128?
no,
Something like that?
125, right?
125?
Yeah, the
Three
SSG.
of them, will play red purple and they'll lose immediately. We're just not. You don't even think there's gonna be three? There's more? No,
No.
three people. We're not ready. There just hasn't been enough. It's doom and gloom in every one of the red purple chats right now.
I mean, it's like that in Blurple. It's like that in Green
Well,
Purple. Like,
Blurple got better, and then it's now there's like too many ways to do things. Um,
yeah.
I think this. I agree that the best thing we're gonna see, I think the winner is gonna be Ruby Sapphire. I definitely think that's gonna be the case. It was the best deck before. It'll be the best deck now. I think things caught up to it. I think Blue Steel did a good job of catching up. There was a few sets of it being out. But I also feel like it is. I think there's answers for it. I don't think we can all be like Ed and pick the perfect meta call to
Right.
combat, you know, red Ruby Sapphire, right?
Well-
I just don't think. I think it's too much.
Yeah.
Steel Song is always going to sneak in and do something. There'll be some.
I did kind of just say I didn't mention Steel Song, but it's always good every set. It's good every set. It evolves into what it needs to be good.
The
But
one thing I'll say about it right now is that they didn't get a better song.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, no, they didn't.
And so we know what songs they're gonna have. And Pete and new Pete, I'm gonna call the Emerald Steel Pete that.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna dominate it. With that one. Green Steel might sneak in. It could very well sneak in and
Yeah,
do something
I
pretty good.
think it'll be in the top 4, top 5 for sure.
There's a deck that stops everything.
Yeah.
That's Green Steel. The combination is there now where you won't be able to play actions. You can't sing songs. They cost more. You can't gain lore because of that Peter Pan and everything. It's difficult.
It's an oppressive style of play.
It's
for sure.
extremely. It's prison. That's what I would call
It's
it.
prison.
And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody can get that together by the weekend, that it does some good. I'll say that.
Well, with that being said, do any of y'all feel like any of these cards are too good and should be banned immediately, or you think that it just should be tested maybe for a week, and if it's overpowered, get rid of it ASAP, like Bucky or something like that?
Well, Bucky went on for too long, right? Bucky was it's the only card that's gotten an errata for a reason. And when I say errata, like complete nerf, actually, there's been changes to wording on some cards, but that one got nerfed pretty hard. I think there's counters to everything, and I think the game is well balanced for the most part. That there are counters for everything. There wasn't a real counter for Bucky, and that's why something like that happened. Do I think that there's a card? I think Tamatoa is going to dominate.
No.
Do I think it's going to change them? No, I don't see that happening. I don't see it changing at all. But I think it's going to easily be the number one card from this set. Luckily, we don't have long till the next set, so I don't have to listen to it.
It's a very small reign. I mean, we won't even see a DLC or anything like that. Jimmy, any cards you think that need to be banned or
some overreaction for sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean maybe if somehow Sapphire dominates, where it's Sapphire Steel, Sapphire Ruby, and Sapphire Emerald in there, and there's a common Sapphire card between all three. Maybe something gets hit, but I don't see that happening.
Let's see.
So
Yeah. Jordan?
I got a ban list. Ban Flaversham, ban Pete, ban Big Sisu.
I'm for that.
That's it. That made me happy. I can play
Nobody
with
owns cards anymore. Sounds great.
Let
Right there,
everyone
ban
play, right?
Flaversham, ban Pete, ban Big Sisu. That's it. Let's play Rule Arcana. Let's actually interact with each other.
Here's a question. How bad did locations get?
Oh man. I mean, Manor's still relevant.
I think there's 2 viable locations right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's Library and Manor, in my opinion.
No, I think it's Mana and Hidden Cove, and that's it.
Okay, Hidden Cove, for sure Hidden Cove.
I think
I think Library will be played in Purple Steel. Come on.
I don't think it is.
I think the passive locations got a lot worse as we're getting better at killing them. I think the active locations are a lot better. Like Cove, you use that actively to protect your characters or trade up, and then you use like the library to trade and create value. I think those are the only ones worth playing.
Yeah.
Active locations. The passive locations are not strong enough anymore.
Yeah, no more Manor, you're saying? You're saying no Manor?
Manor maybe, but I don't think you need it. I don't think you need it in the decks that want to play it anyway.
Yeah.
I'll say this: I haven't run into a Mana at all playing on Untapped. Not one.
Have you played any of the burn style red blues with Maui, and they're not playing Manor? They're
I just
playing
haven't
more
seen it.
actions.
More actions, more items.
Yeah.
That's why, I was really surprised to see Maurice workshop. But library, I didn't think about Purple Steel, so that does make sense in that build. I don't think Ruby Amethyst can play it at all. I think if you're playing Ruby Amethyst, you need to ditch your locations immediately. You need characters on the board, and you need to quest as quickly as possible.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, let's sling it at the Jordan. Why? Actually, both y'all, Waking Life and Jordan. Jimmy, Jordan, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all still playing a set 4 deck? What is going on here? Is it still this viable? Is it still this good into the meta?
it got a whole lot better for sure.
What? What card?
No cards added.
It's
The meta
other
shifted.
Tamatoa.
Like,
other people are adding.
Tamatoa.
Actually-
Okay.
the meta shifted to where it's more control than aggro, so
Yeah.
it's a lot better for us.
Yeah.
You don't have
Is
to. Hopefully, the blue decks eat all the aggro decks, and then we can really just take advantage of the blue decks.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
the
that's
aggro decks
one
aren't
way of playing
viable,
it too.
So when I play the next aggro guy, I'm just gonna let him slide by.
these might get cut. These cards can get cut.
Cut. Those cards
Those
are
are getting
getting
cut.
cut.
If
Yeah.
we're only playing against blue decks, these cards are getting cut.
I don't even know how y'all playing your deck anymore. Then if those are getting cut.
With
Ah.
World's Greatest Criminal Mind.
Yeah,
That's it?
All you have to do then is just wait, right? I mean, that's just what it becomes. You're discarding your opponent's hand, and then you just wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially with the
Playing
burn
both
deck.
of you all know what happens. It's pretty brutal. Well,
The blue-red burn deck just has no shot at beating green-yellow.
none.
Yeah. Yeah.
That has to be. I guess it's not 100%, but it feels like it's pretty close to 100%.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good
It's gotta
matchup.
be
The
a
blue
90
steel decks,
plus.
I have to figure out how to properly address them, but like the blue steel is still favorable, but the Tamatoa does introduce like more complications to beating that deck.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But like, what's the best way to kill a Tamatoa? Sun and chill. Free,
Yeah.
free.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's there, I mean, I feel like the whole new world decks might give you more of a run for your money. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the item decks will do a little bit better, but y'all are still running Ursula 2-drop to remove songs and stuff like that, right? Like it's more of a discard than it is a send back isn't it now? Or a return to hand deck, I guess.
Wait, what is it?
Is it more of like a discard more style of play now?
Oh yeah, we're
Like,
we're discarding. Discard you down and then make you have the whole new world, sure. And then
Yeah.
discard again.
yeah. Yeah.
I think like Lilo's could maybe be a thing, like the 2-drop low.
Yeah.
Tremaine, if the meta gets completely out of control, I'm putting Tremaines in the deck. The 6-drop Tremaine that gets Bruno's back.
I pulled a foil one today.
Might need
No,
that.
no, no.
No, the old
The old
legendary.
Tremaine, right?
The
the one that
legendary
doesn't have
green.
action.
Green Tremaine.
Yeah.
There's two now.
Yeah.
Oh, 6-drop.
No, they're both
I
6
think
drops.
they're both 6
The new
drops.
one, right?
1/6.
one-
yeah,
1/6. 5.
the
1/6. Oh man, no. Get that card out of here. That card.
That card says put a Bruno into your hand. That's the best card in the deck.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, what you got? What you think
I don't
about
know.
green yellow? Because it's destroyed both of us for weeks. Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, I think I won once, and that was it. So I mean, and that's all that I was like, well, this is terrible. But I think one of the better things is that we get to practice against this a lot because the two, Jimmy and Jordan, you both play it, right? And so that's always fun to see it. Not really. But anyway, but it is one of those things where I think people have to prepare themselves for it. And one thing that I think people just don't do well is mulliganing. I think people if you're on that game too and you know what your opponent's playing, you have to have a pretty good idea of what you need in your hand and what you don't want to see, and you have to send it back.
Yeah.
I think that is a big reason that people get frustrated with oh, this isn't working, and they switch around to different things. They try they change your deck every 20 seconds, is because that happens a lot.
Real testing does take time and just
it does
over repetitiveness over
It's
and
muscle
over and over and
memory.
over again.
Yeah.
For sure. So
It's muscle memory, just remembering, okay, this is what I need to do in this matchup. And that does take a lot of time.
yeah.
And luckily we have, online platforms
Yeah, which is awesome.
that can help. Checking, we should mention them. That can help with that. But truthfully, in-person play, there's really nothing like it. Put it's a less relaxed mind that you have, and you have to, focus on what you're doing really, really well. The pressure's all right in front of you. You can't get up to, stretch for a moment when you're, right in front of somebody playing.
Yeah.
But it's a big part of it. But I think green amber is going to be good. I probably don't change any cards, right? I mean, I added in a common right now for my deck, and that made it slightly better. And we'll go from there. But I think it's good. I think it's real good.
Yeah. All right. Here's to the question everyone's freaking asking. Everyone's asking this question. When the fug are we going to have DLCs or worlds? When is this going to happen?
May.
I there's so much talk about waiting on Asia or all this stuff everywhere, misinformation probably. What the hell do y'all think? Jimmy, we'll start with you, man. What do you when do you think the next DLC? Let's start with the next DLC is.
DLC will start again.
DLC? Probably August?
August.
Yeah, I think they're gonna start having worlds right at the beginning of the summer, so probably June or July, and they're gonna just keep it there for the whole time. I don't know, maybe not, because that seems like a bad time to have it at Disney World because it's so packed.
And hurricane season.
Do you think they're not
0%?
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Maybe Worlds is off for a whole year.
Yeah, I was gonna
They
say,
do a
don't you think
second
they
round.
need to give more
So
time for these
They
people?
let APAC catch up, and then we do a whole other qualification for North America and Europe, and we just make Worlds bigger.
My question is, why do they have to go to Worlds? Why do we all think that Asia will be at Worlds? They don't have to.
I mean, no, it's definitely most likely that they won't be at this Worlds.
Yeah. So I think
It's been
Worlds,
so no information forever, so maybe they just
I
skip
think
a year.
Worlds happens in May.
I really don't think that they can just throw this on these people because it's such a big trip. Unless, I know obviously the people playing in Worlds don't have to worry about their trip there. They're probably getting free hotel, free everything for that. But you know, the people that want to travel and go see or play side events or something like that, like how is anyone gonna have like enough like 2-3 months to book a Disney World trip? I don't know if anyone's here has done a Disney World trip, but it takes like
I
a
was just,
year in planning to book a real Disney World trip.
but
So
here's the thing. Here's the thing. We did a DL. We found out about the Atlanta DLC in March of last year. They held it in May. It was 2.5 months ish. I don't know the exact number of days. Okay.
yeah.
You don't have to go to Worlds to go to Disney World. Like people are gonna go just to play.
Yeah,
And I don't think anyone cares about that as much as playing. So to me, if they were able to in March of last year announce we are doing this DLC and change it from 500 people to 2,000 in that amount of time,
yeah.
I think they can hold Worlds in May, and I really really think that's possible.
I hope you're right because that would be amazing. I feel like getting this Worlds would be over, but not over with, but like at least some type of
Yeah.
time. But Jordan, when do you think's Worlds gonna happen, man?
All right, so the new set comes out June 6th. I think
All right.
Worlds is going to be June 20th. But they're not going to think about hurricanes. Hurricane hopefully doesn't disrupt it. Um, and then
What a great
we'll
place.
go from there. I think
You think
maybe we'll
setting's
have a
gonna be
DLC in July.
in July?
Setting's going to be legal
And
June 6th.
I know, but you think it's going to be legal for Worlds?
Yeah, I think
Jafar,
that's what they're
you
probably
talking
going to
about
aim
Return of Jafar?
Ooh,
Yeah,
The best thing to
set
do
8.
is
That's
have
what I would predict.
the first, the first tournament legal be Worlds with the new set.
That
Yeah,
would be
they
and then they'll
interesting.
probably
haven't
have
done
a
that.
DLC in July. I think
That
that's
would
probably what
be
they'll aim for because they are not ready for this set for some reason. I don't know how.
yeah.
That's interesting because they have not done that before. We were in set 3 for the first DLC. Is that right? I think. And
Yeah.
set 4 was out and we couldn't use it.
Yeah.
It was out for 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, you're
The
right.
same
Yeah,
thing
you're
with
right.
Toronto.
So that would be
was out.
real interesting if that happened, honestly. I think it'd be great. It would be a real true test of skill, although it would also be who was able to get the cards that they needed in time,
Right,
which
right.
is the only thing I can say that they probably would say, well, we're not going to let this be legal. But that's why I don't think it's going to be before the next set comes out. Or if it does, I don't think it will be legal because they just haven't done that in the past. But it would be a pretty good, test of skill for those that would have the cards available to do that. That's very fair.
Yep.
Be interesting to see.
I think
That would
these
push them.
the players that are qualified could easily get the cards.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And it's such a small pool that it would be a really good test of skill for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I like
yeah.
that idea, or I like the idea of having it in May when it's not hurricane season. But I'm gonna go with them not having a good planning schedule and say that they're gonna put it right in hurricane season. That's my prediction. Book it.
June 1st. Yeah,
Hey,
it could be.
Disney World doesn't budge during hurricanes. I've
It
been
doesn't, no.
during a hurricane and they don't budge. Like
That's
they don't
early
even
enough
care.
in hurricane season as well that might not be like a huge big deal for it. That's fair. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Do you think that they had too many DLCs last year?
Too many?
No, they didn't have enough.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what I'm
I think-
saying.
I hear that, but if let's say they kept on the same schedule, right? If we were saying
I think that would have been too many.
What was it? Every 3.5 months or every like
it was
2.5
every
months?
2 months, and
Well,
it was 2 months from May.
In
Yeah.
North America, it's every month.
It was every month. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot about Chicago, and that's what made
Oh
me
yeah,
think
it
about
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was every month.
After May, it was
So
every month.
Yeah, we have May, June, July,
I
August,
think
September.
one a month.
And October.
October. Yeah, that was it, huh?
Yeah,
Seattle was October or November?
October.
October. My
So one a
birthday
month?
week. I mean, birthday month. That was
That's a lot. So
yeah,
if they
it
took
was.
one and made Worlds May, and then started the DLCs up again this year, it would go for four DLCs, unless
Yeah.
they added another one and push it back, which they might. They could push one back to December and then have LCQ in January again, and then Worlds February going forwards or something. I don't know. And then that's your schedule, May through January or February.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's a good coverage of what we're expecting to see in the set 7. I don't think we missed anything. There's a lot of cool cards, a lot of good cards, a lot of blue cards everyone's kind of worried about, but overall, I believe the set was pretty decent. I might be biased because I'm a blue player, but
Yeah.
no. But if anyone has a shout out, Jordan, I know you have like a Twitter or something like that. Go ahead. Jimmy, do you have any socials? Or Taylor, do you have any socials? I'll shout out Team Snuggly Ducklings Facebook if you want to follow us. We have our Facebook group. Join us. We post all our information there. I stream on Twitch, getting beat by my wife all the time, Domkana. She'll probably be on the show soon. She's something. We have our Discord where we post all of our local stuff along with a couple other games and stuff like that, where we talk about strategies, trades, sales, all kinds of stuff like that. Jimmy, you got any socials or anything like that you want to share?
Sure. Yeah, I'm at Waking Life on most places. And then, this is going to be uploaded to YouTube, so
Yeah, well,
like and subscribe.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, I can't even. There we go. Yeah, subscribe to Team Snuggly Ducklings YouTube page, which this will be uploaded to. Jordan, socials?
Um, if anyone wants to message me, you can message me on Jordan Serio down on Twitter, or you can find me in the 20 Lore Discord. I go by King J, so I'm trying to rally the green yellow discard players. If you have any questions, hit me up.
Taylor?
You can find me on most everything at TP McInerney, which is just the first 6 letters of my last name. You figure it out from there, guys. You're on your own. But yeah, we'll have information about the Discord and everything in our information below the video. So we hope everyone comes and joins us from there. Besides Lorcana, there's a good following for Pokemon Pocket as well, and other games. Some of our esteemed members are doing really well in Marvel Rivals as well.
Oh, I ain't doing good in
So
Marvel
there's
Rivals.
that. No. They're doing pretty
That's not
good.
bad. I'm doing good in Pokemon Pocket.
Yeah, Pokemon Pocket, it's kicking off pretty well. It's going really well. But yeah, sounds great.
We appreciate y'all for watching, and we'll be doing this probably bi-weekly, maybe weekly. We don't really know yet, but we're definitely gonna get information out on what we're doing, what's going on, and what's developing the meta, especially in this new set 7 where blue might dominate. All right, we thank y'all all, and y'all have a great night, and see you later.
Great, later.